I should say that, to be clear, MGG Online will be, to some extent, on the open web. So whether you have a subscription or not, you will be able to see the site and see, as Barbara said, snippets of all of the articles. We will be removing the password, not in fact later tonight, but directly after this session. So if you have a computer, you have access to a computer, after this session is over, feel free to go online and poke around. Okay, so this is MGG Online. But let's take a step back and review the last few years from a technical perspective. To get MGG online, Realm converted existing MGG content and built a fully functional set of computer applications for editing, composing, and displaying content. First, we converted all of the content, including text, images, and tables from the second edition of MGG. The content was converted to XML in the TEI schema, an established standard that allows for rich semantic markup. This markup can then be used for searching, organizing, and displaying the content to users. Once the content from the print edition was loaded into our database, two primary applications were then developed: an editorial system in which authors and editors write and edit articles in MGG Online, and a delivery system in which users can search, read, and interact with the content of the encyclopedia. The editorial system allows authors, editors, and translators to create, edit, and enrich content through the web while managing workflow and keeping track of all textual changes. Users can create links within articles as well as cross-links to other articles in MGG Online. They can insert musical symbols, images, and mathematical formulas. They can also tag terms with Realm authority file IDs. It is easy to use and requires no software other than a web browser. The delivery system, which is this, and I'll take you through it in a moment, gives students, scholars, and other users access to MGG Online. The system is designed to be clean and user-friendly on both desktop and mobile devices. It gives access to all versions of MGG articles, starting with the second print edition. It includes automated translation for users who don't read German. It allows users to create accounts where they can save and share references and annotations. It features accurate and comprehensive search and innovative browsing capabilities. So this is a live demonstration, and I'm going to go through some of the functionality of the site right now. We have the default search here in the search bar at the top is a full text search. And I'll just search now for Vancouver. The result that I was looking for is right at the top, but if it weren't, I'd be able to search on the left by the type of article or by the authors of the article, and if it's an article on a person or family members, by the occupations of those people. The other results further down, of course, are not articles on Vancouver itself, but articles that mention Vancouver-related content. Now I'm going to do a search for a term that I don't think has an article in MGG Online. That is the German Pferde, horses. And there's no article in MGG Online on horses, but there are certainly there are 58 articles that mention the term. These search results are arranged in order by our search algorithm by how often a search appears, where it appears in the article. If I click on one of the articles, let's just pick the first result, Central Asian, Central Asia. The table of contents shows which sections contain the word central, contain the word Pferde, and how many times the word occurs in each section. So here we have 4 occurrences of this term in this section, and I just opened up the section to see their subsections, and it'll show me how many instances in each of those subsections we have. If I choose the section on instruments among the Kyrgyz, this is in German the Kirgizen, which contains the word twice, then if I scroll down through the article, I see just where those instances are. From the search results screen, I already mentioned this, but it's maybe a bit more informative to limit these, to limit a search on something like Pferde rather than Vancouver, we had the result immediately. So here, if I just wanted to, let's say I just wanted to limit this to person and family articles. Now I just have 15 articles, and there's something about horses in the article on Haydn and Julian Klein, Georg Friedrich Haas, and so on. Okay, we've already seen the article display screen, but not all of its features. So I'm going to bring up the article here on Franz Liszt. You can navigate an article. So longer articles in MGG Online are displayed section by section. If I dig into an article here, I see this one section here, which is the first section of the biography section. There's 2 ways to navigate through the article. One is through the sidebar on the left, and the other is at the bottom of each section, we have arrows that'll take you to the next or previous section. We've attempted to retain the basic layout of articles from the second edition. So tables look roughly the way that they did in print. And I'll show you a table right now. There's one big difference, though, between the print tables and these tables, is that now these tables are sortable. So if I wanted to sort this table of sacred music for soloists or choruses, simply click on one of the arrows at the top and it will resort the list. You can also, as you saw, you can increase the width of the table or any amount of text by simply clicking on these arrows to the right and left. And that'll give you a larger display area for the article. Okay, now I want to concentrate a bit on the right side of the screen here. I'm going to bring up another article, the article on Bolivia, and I can actually just search Bolivia in English here. I don't need to search the German term Bolivian, because we have Realm's authority file running in the background, and it has English and German equivalencies. So many of the article titles are searchable in English as well as German. So if I go to Bolivia, we can see here we have lots of information about this article on the right side. We can see that this version that I'm looking at right now is a major update. It was published November 16. It was in fact published in about a half an hour. And we have other versions here. If I click on the 1995, I can go back to the MGG2 version before it was updated for MGG Online. I also have related content. We have linked articles. There's an article, a link to the article on Alt America here, and we also have links to searches in Realm. So if your institution subscribes both to MGG Online and to Realm Abstracts, users can simply click on the Realm term, and it will come up with results in Realm Abstracts for articles on that same topic. Up at the top here, we have some icons that provide further functionality. This functionality, much of this functionality requires a user account. User accounts are free to anyone who has access, or in fact, to anyone who has the free access, which is anyone, to MGG Online. All you need to do is register for an account, provide your name and email address. Once you have that account, you can do things like bookmark an article, or bookmark a section. In this case, just click on this bookmark, and it'll be saved to my notebook. We'll see that in a minute. But before we do that, I also want to show the annotation feature. So if I click on this scissors icon, it says save a highlight. I can then highlight any amount of text, and if I want, write some notes on it. Oh, so it asked me if I wanted to allow it to track my location. This is totally optional, but if you choose to allow it to track your location, then with the bookmarks and the annotations that you save, it will also tell you where you were when you saved those locations. Yes, probably not the Sheraton Hotel, but roughly certainly Vancouver and probably the part of Vancouver. So now if I go to my notebook, I see that I have a couple of annotations and sections saved. Here is the bookmark that I saved on this section of Bolivia, and here is the highlight that I saved with its attendant annotation. These can then be organized into what we call notebook pages, so you can have a page for a particular project that you're working on and keep all of those annotations in one place. You can also share those publicly and share those with other users of MGG Online. Going back to the article page, just to point out this feature, which you've already heard about a bit, we do have Google Translate built into the site. If you're savvy about using Google Translate, you know that you can add a web extension to most browsers that will translate the sites that you're on. We've built it directly into the site, so that extension is unnecessary. If I click on Translate an article, I can translate this article into any one of these languages. We of course make no promises about the quality of those translations, but they will really help if a reader is not fluent in German. And this one doesn't look so bad. The last feature, and there's much more, so I encourage you to poke around and encourage your librarian to sign up for a free trial. But the last feature I wanted to show is simply the browse feature. You can browse all articles by their article titles, by the author, or by occupation. So if I choose author, under each author name, I'll see which articles they've contributed to, and of course click right over to those articles. The article titles are simply all of the articles in alphabetical order.